It's a late doe season here in Michigan. December 29th, we're getting towards the end of the season. And I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm taking out my handgun. This is a 41 mag, a Ruger Red Hawk. But it's a Magnaport custom, and it's an unbelievable gun, one of my favorite ones to hunt with. The reason I'm doing this is because we lost a good friend, Larry Kelly, that founder and owner of Magnaport last week. He was a great guy. What an innovator. Did all sorts of just fantastic stuff with a handgun. One of the most incredible guys I've ever had a chance to talk to. But we're going to hunt tonight with a handgun, and we're going to be doing this for Larry. While I'm hunting, I want you guys to take a look at some footage we have from Larry's place down in Mount Clemens. His son Ken is the owner of Magnaport. Ken is a great guy. He's actually the one that built my gun. Fantastic gunsmith himself. But I've had a chance to talk with Larry many times over the years, and I wanted you guys to see a little bit of the footage we had and hear a little bit from the man, the myth, the legend, Larry Kelly.
Years ago, I used to work on the Apollo space project, cutting metering ports and fuel and guidance control valves. And this is what, before we went to the moon, you know, and didn't think we'd ever make it there. And what makes the metering port with the oil flowing through it makes the valves function. So I thought, well, being a gun enthusiast and everything, maybe if we cut metering ports at the end of a muzzle, could we direct some of the gas out and counteract the muzzle lift and soften the recoil? And that's when I started. I started playing with it, and in 1972, I came up with the name Magnaport and then formed the corporation and started. Well, I was a Michigan resident, born here, and rabbit hunting, and had pack of hounds, and pretty soon from a shotgun I went to a .22 rifle, and eventually ended up shooting at the rabbits .22 pistol, and then I tried it with a Ruger 44 mag, deer hunting, and I just got the bug, and I've been with it ever since, and that's over 40 years. You can't say it's like archery, because there's bow hunting, you know, you're very limited in your distance, but it just seems to be more sporting and more fun than rifle hunting to me. I just never went back to rifle hunting.
About '76, we started building the custom hunting handguns, because when my father started the company, he was a handgun hunter, and that's the way he promoted the company, was by going out, shooting an animal, taking a picture with it, and advertising with it, plus it promoted the company and the sport of handgun hunting. Back in the 80s, the early 80s, my dad would go to the different companies like Hornady, Spear, Remington, and all that stuff, and ask for different types of bullet, you know, heavier, thicker bullets to take and, you know, penetrate the game. And nobody would take and ever make them, because the guys from like Hornady would say, well, there's not enough of a market, or the guys from Federal or Remington. Nobody wanted to make the bullets. The only one that wanted to make the bullets was Peter Pye from Corbin. He took and started making the 305 grain penetrator for the 44 Magnum, and that actually, you know, free-wheeled right into high performance ammunition. That he's one of the leading high performance custom ammunition makers now in the country.
The sport of handgun hunting was very slow. Once I started hunting in Africa, and I took the Big Five of Africa with the handgun, there was a lot of articles written, and the interest seemed to grow, and it just didn't seem to boom. But this last year is the most noticeable increase that I have seen in handgun hunting throughout the United States here. And the way we can tell that is by the type of firearms that we're porting, the handguns. Like years ago, your company, Smith & Wesson and Ruger, they just made handguns, 44 Magnums and everything. We would convert them into guns to use for handgun hunting. Scope them, import them, and action jobs and so on. But now, right from the factory, you're getting guns that are designed and set up just for the handgunner. But through the services that's been coming through here this last year, it's very noticeable, the increase with handgun hunters. And you meet them out in the field, and in the old days you never did. Somebody see you with a pistol out there, what are you doing, you know?
Me. She's down right there. That was awesome. Last night, not much moved last night, so I didn't have a cameraman tonight, so I set up the camera on a tree arm right here, the muddy tree arm, and tried to tape it myself, and you wouldn't believe how hard it is to tape yourself. Unbelievable. It definitely adds to the excitement. She's down right there, made a good shot on her. Took her at about 40 yards, 50 yards, somewhere back in there. Made a good shot, hit her right behind the shoulder, I think, because she went down right there. That was awesome. That was awesome. Whew, yeah. Oh, there's where she skidded. There she is right there. Nice doe. Look at me. Oh, there she is. Nice big doe. Big old southern Michigan doe. Long face. Tell you what a cool hunt. I just love this handgun hunting, and this right here, it's a bittersweet doe for me. Like we said earlier, we lost good friend Larry Kelly last week, and Larry is pretty much the reason, him and his son Ken are the reason that I'm doing this today. I'm handgun hunting. I'm hunting with my Ruger Red Hawk revolver. This was built by Ken himself. I've had them do a few of my guns, but I'll tell you what, if it weren't for the innovative stuff that Larry Kelly did for the handgun hunting industry and the handgun hunting sport, we wouldn't be doing the things that we do today. I'll tell you, between reducing the recoil and some of the ideas he had for handgun hunting ammunition, we wouldn't be doing the same type of hunting that we're doing today. Last time I was down in Mount Clemens, we were coming back off of a bass fishing trip out to Lake St. Clair. Me and my wife stopped into his place there, and we probably sat down and talked with Larry for probably an hour or more. And when we went out of there, my wife said, I could have listened to him for hours. He was an amazing guy, had some amazing stories. Went over to Africa, took elephants, rhino, leopards, lions, Cape buffalo, all sorts of things with a handgun. Took several elephants with a handgun on cropping operations all the way down to a 44 mag. Quite amazing. He was an amazing guy, and not too many people, but my wife says she could sit and listen to hunting stories for hours. We sure are going to miss Larry. It was always fun to stop into his place down there in Magnaport and visit with him. So this is a bittersweet doe. I'll tell you what, Larry, we are going to miss you.